All right. So, anyone currently using Zotero already? Yes? Okay. Everyone, I think majority of you are new. So basically, if you have heard Zotero from the library orientation, Zotero is a software that can help you with your bibliography, your citation, and your reference management. Reference management meaning by gathering your resources in one location and not just storing it in your file explorer or in your finder. Okay? So, um, the key features for Zotero are the four. So first is the reference collection. So I've mentioned that we have Zotero is or helping you to gather resources and as well as to organize them in a manner by folders or by collection. Okay, and then another feature is the citation and bibliography generation. Although you should know by heart the format of SBL or APA, Zotero will help you ease that by helping you in generating your citation and bibliography. Okay? So basically, in Zotero, you should practice uh, Gigo. So garbage in, garbage out. So later on, we'll explain more of that. And the cloud synchronization, since although Zotero is free, the cloud storage for that is also limited. But if you'll use it wisely, you'll know how you can work around that limitation. Okay? So with that, we will go straight into Zotero. Let me just reshare my screen. Let me just fix this. So I believe everyone received my reminder and instruction that you should install Zotero before coming in, right? Great. Okay. So we have here number 7 or any of the computers on the side you can use. They have Zotero 8. You can use that while you're installing the app.
But where can I find the app?
Did you register, sir? Sorry. Did you register with... okay. Ate Hasa will assist you on that one. LA, bakit na nag-display? Nangyari sa'yo? Okay. So if you have Zotero, for those who already has it, of course you'll have some resources in the middle. But basically, this is the interface of Zotero. On the left side here in this area, this is where you can see different buttons like your publications, duplicate items, which are basically duplicate items that you accidentally stored in Zotero, unfiled items. So if you haven't tagged them or if you haven't included them in a specific folder, and trash. So in trash, if you delete something, you have 60 days to change your mind. Okay, so after that, it will be automatically deleted. In the middle pane, you will see here later on all of the resources that we will be gathering throughout this workshop. All right, so this is where you will see if the author, what do you call this, the year, and other fields. And here in the middle pane also, we will be tackling these 4 buttons. The first one is when we want to enter materials manually. Okay, so not all materials can be imported through the connector, but with this you can still add your resource manually, okay? And then this second button is like a magic wand, okay? Because all you have to enter is an ISBN or DOI, and Zotero will try to import the bibliographic information for you, okay? As long as you have the ISBN and DOI, all right? So later on, we'll try that. And also this button right here, this is where you can add a file if you have already downloaded an article before and you want to include it in Zotero. This is the button for you, okay? And later on the later part of the workshop is we will be discussing about notes and making your quotations, your indirect quotations, your image quotations, and so forth, okay? And on this third pane, this is where a detailed information of a resource can be found, as well as some of the buttons that are grayscaled here. So like the information, if there are any attachments, if there are notes, tags, and so on. But we won't be digging into tags at the moment since that will be too much for us to handle for today, okay? We'll just be dealing on the basics one for now. All right? Are you ready? Everyone with Zotero now? Okay. So the idea is you cannot cite anything you don't have. So you have to first put something in Zotero so that it can generate something, right? So the first thing that I will teach you is to enter something manually. So that is the first button that we will be using for now. So if you have a thesis like this one and you want to enter it in Zotero, you'll have to look for thesis, right? So it's here down or if you have already placed it on top, yeah. So these are the most used ones, but you can see thesis here at the bottom as well, all right? Now, when you click that, you will have a blank canvas of the item type thesis, okay? All right. So in a particular item type, there are a set of fields. So if you change this item type, say for example, journal article, the fields will change. So that's why it's important that you select the right item type, okay? Because for each bibliography, it has a different style when it comes to different types, right? Different format, different type, different type, different format. So I'm gonna reselect theses here. And it will go back to this way, okay? So now, we're going to start entering the content or the details of the thesis. So it's an exegetical study of Arar in Genesis. Okay, so the author is, it already says there last and first. So you just have to enter. Honlede Tono Komlan. All right? If there is a case that your author is like an association or just a one-liner or a corporation, we have here switch to single field, okay? So say for example, the author is an NGO, like the World Health Organization. So you just switch to single field and it will convert to a one-liner, okay? But since this is a person, it has a last name and a first name, so you click that one. And you'll see two buttons there. You'll see a minus and a plus. If in case an item needs more author or it has more authors, then you can create another one and then another one if there is, okay? But since this is only one author, then I'm just gonna delete that. Okay? So again, if in case your author is just a one-liner, if it's an org or a company or corporation or something, you can switch to single field. And then plus and minus for additional authors. All right? Now since this is a master's thesis, and then university is Adventist International Institute of Advanced Studies. Place is Cavite, Philippines. Date is 2016. And if the details here are given, please do provide it. But if not, this is enough. Okay? So you will see here in the middle that it automatically saved whatever entry you added. Okay? I'm pretty sure you're not seeing the same thing, like the same fields that you can see on mine. Because what you can do is to right-click on that middle pane and you can select what information you want to see. Okay? So if you want to see the publisher, sure. If you don't, then you can just uncheck it. You can right-click on any part here on the middle. It will give you the same thing. Okay? So you can check, say for example, I want date. Of course, they're basically the same, right? So this is also one way for you to organize your resources later on. All right? Again, for you to add something manually, you click on this item right here, select the right item type, and then enter your information. Okay? So everything here is saved automatically. You don't have to click anything to save. All right? So since I did not enter anything, it remains blank. Okay? If you want to remove something, you can just press delete and it will be prompt to the trash. Okay? Just basically how you deal with other files. You okay? Okay. So again, just click on this button right here, the first one. Yeah. And then click on thesis or say, for example, a video recording. There. Then you have to fill it in. Right? You can see that a very cute detail for Zotero is for every item type, it has a corresponding icon. So for visuals, like, like me, I really enjoy that tiny detail. Okay? So I'm just going to delete that. Right? The next one, for you to enter items on Zotero is the second button. And with that, I have here some books. All you need to get is the ISBN or DOI. ISBN is like an ID for a book. Okay? So if you look for the ISBN, you can find it at the back. Or if it's not at the back, it's inside the copyright page. In the details here. Okay? So, I'll be dictating the ISBN. It's 978 18479 43743. So that's 978-184-794-3743. And then just simply press enter. Then it will try to import the bibliography. Import the bibliography, not import the book, okay? Just the bibliography. So we have here the title, the author, the publisher, and so on. Okay? All right, let's try that again with another book. So it's 978-159-463-4932. Okay? It's 978-159-463-4932. And then just simply press enter. So you have there another book. So if you're using the library's catalog, you just look for the ISBN, copy paste. Okay? Okay. Question so far?
Are we going to delete?
Just press delete on your laptop, on your keyboard. Select the item, you can press delete or you can right click and move item to trash. Okay? Yes?
We can enter using DOI or ISBN. Does it also accept other?
It does. It
like
accepts
PMID?
this, yeah, PMIDs.
NRC?
Yes. It's just that mostly used are DOIs and ISBN.
So we can also upload thesis and dissertations from other university repositories as long as they are.
Yes, as long as they have these items right here. I think it also reads handles. I'm not sure. Handle IDs. Yeah, but most of them, especially nowadays, they really have either DOIs, handle IDs, or PMIDs. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
So for DOI in particular, like, how do I download it or put it in my Zotero? Like copy?
You can copy the DOI, but if while you're browsing, you can use the Zotero connector, which we're going to next. Okay? But because sometimes if you don't have it on your computer or if you're not online, so you only have it on print and you'll see there the DOI. You don't want to manually type it, right? So you can type in the DOI.
Can you revert to the magic one? Is this the magic one?
The second button,
Yeah,
Pastor.
Can you revert?
You just, yeah.
What about the P? I don't know if I'm replicating the question, but what's PMIDs? Can you very briefly, because they might be, they might be resources. There might be resources that are needful to me. Or
Basically, if these are mostly for online resources, so most of them, they're published with a certain ID that you can use. But it eases up your burden with the use of the Zotero connector, especially for those materials that you can find online. Yeah. The only trouble that you can encounter is if the information will be incomplete. Then you'll have to fill it in by yourself. So, for example, this one. If you review the book and you found out that it has a series number, you have to include it. What Zotero generates, you cannot say that it's 100% perfect, since these are also just generated. So as a user, you have to review if the information it generated is complete and correct. Of course, sir. Zotero is just a tool. It's not like a one-time thing that you, yeah. So the only thing that it helps you with is to gather your resources. But of course, we have to do our part to review it. Because if you go to the editor and then the editor told you, hey, this bibliography is not correct, and then you will say, it's because of Zotero. That's not the right way to do it, because at the same time, Zotero is basically just an aid for you, yeah. So, yeah, because there were students who came to us, hey, you said you should use Zotero, and then our editor said it's wrong, and then we replied, did you check it? But if you did not check it, of course, that's why we told earlier on that it's garbage in, garbage out. If your information here is not complete, it's inaccurate, then of course, when it generates you a citation, it will also be incomplete and incorrect. Okay?
Giving a particular example, like saying, this is the art of gathering, Parker, right?
Yes.
The date in your pane is 2020, but here
Mm-mm.
is 2050.
Yeah, see? So you have to review. You'll have to review. Yes, yes. So, see, there are also differences. All right, any other question before we proceed?
Actually, I tried for to press the put in the
ISBN?
and it is not verified.
It's either there's something wrong with the ISBN, it was not typed correctly or incomplete, but it's there. It should be there. Because one reason that it might not generate the information is either you're not connected to the internet or your ISBN is wrong.
Internet should be.
Yeah, or if in case this two is, you can remove that from the equation, then the third one is it's really not available online. The information is not available online. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Any other question? Yes.
We tried to add one from Google.
From
Yeah, we just want to break controversy and to write
mhm.
the ISBN number and
Does it have an ISBN?
yes.
Yeah, so basically, Zotero generates and imports information from particular libraries, which are the Library of Congress and British Library only. Okay. So if it's not there, if it's not in their collection, then yeah. But it only happens once or twice. It's not as, unless your resources are really the rare ones that are not really available worldly and widely. So yeah. All right? Ready for the next one? So the next button beside the magic wand is this attachment file. So you can click on add file and you may look for a PDF that you want to add to your Zotero library. So let me explore. So if you have already a stored resource, then you can freely add it here. And then automatically Zotero will try to generate and extract information in that PDF file. Okay? Remember that if in case Zotero cannot extract the information, it means that the PDF is not stored with what we call the metadata. So metadata is like a back-end detailed information of a file. So, okay, so for this case, it has a lot of authors. And the only part for the user is to double check if all of this information is accurate. Okay, so we have there the list of authors, we have the title, we have, what else? The publication, okay? The date, the place, the volume, there, okay? So again, you can click here, add file, okay? And then just add a material from your collection. And then automatically Zotero will generate, okay? So we have here the information for the last one that we entered. We didn't do anything, we just added a file, right? Nothing manual there, okay? Question? So those are the 3 buttons for you, adding them manually, adding through ISBN, DOIs, and other identifiers, And then add file is to add your pre-saved PDF. Okay? And with that, we will go to another way of gathering resources while you are browsing the web. Right? So, you can choose whatever browser you choose as long as it's either Safari, Firefox, Chrome, and Edge. Okay? Those are the 4 browsers that Zotero can integrate its Zotero connector. So you can use the feature of importing resources from the web to the Zotero file. So if you don't have that yet, you can go to zotero.org. And let's pray that the internet will cooperate. And you can click on download here. You'll see there, you were asked to download that one, right? And we have here the Zotero connector. So you can see here the different platforms where different browsers that you can use. If you prefer to use Firefox, if you prefer to use Edge connector, okay? So if you're using Chrome, you can install the connector here. If you're using Safari, the Zotero connector is automatically downloaded with the application. If you're using Safari, you can go to your Safari settings and then extensions. Okay? Those are for the Mac users. So for Mac users, again, if you're using Safari, go to your Safari, go to settings of the Safari, and there's an extension feature there. So in Chrome, you see here Zotero connector. It says remove from Chrome because I already have it. Okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna remove that. So just click the add or install or something here. And in the button, the puzzle icon here on top, make sure to pin it. Okay? Make sure to pin that Zotero connector. Make sure that you can see it there. If you can see a Z, that's a success. Okay? Everyone has the connector now? Not yet. Okay. Let's see. Safari kayo, Pastor. Dito kayo. Safari, tapos settings, then extensions. Yan, patik na lang ako, Pastor. There you go. Turn on. Sa browser, Pastor.
This one.
Yeah, download.
Download.
And then ito.
Install.
Yes.
And then, this is it.
Not yet po. Mag-add to Chrome pa kayo.
Add to Chrome.
Add extension. You have it. Good. Okay, for those who can see the Z, click on the Z just to activate it. Kindly click on the Z just to activate it. If you can see the Z as your connector. Yeah, just click on it. Just click, okay? Okay. This just to activate it. Now, it means you're ready. Please go to the library website and we'll start looking for resources, okay? So, library.is.edu, and I will just choose a database. You can follow along or you can choose a different database that you want. It works just the same, okay? So here, I'm going to select Academic Search Complete. Bakit naman? Of course, I have to log in and prove that I'm registered. And I'll make a search on servant leadership. Still loading. There. All right. Were you able to make a search? Or is it still loading? Okay, so again, I went to the journal articles page and I selected Academic Search Complete. Right? Academic Search Complete, the second one. Okay, and then I searched for servant leadership. So I'll simply just click on a title. And if you'll notice, your Zotero connector changed its icon from a grayscale like paper into a white paper, right? If not, if it's still a Z, you can click on that one. Like I will click here. And it will import the bibliographic information and the PDF if the full text is available. Okay? So if I'm going back to my Zotero, it will show the highlighted one, which is the most recent one that was added here. Okay? The PDF, it's still on its way. Let's see. Ay, sorry. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm going back to the search results. I'm going to the next article. And then again, same process. As you can see here. If you want, you can also access the PDF. It's fine. Huy. Wow. Okay, so you can see that the Zotero connector is now a paper. So you just click on that and it will import the material for you. Okay, so you just have to make sure that your Zotero connector changed its icon and at the same time the whole page loaded, or else you might have trouble with that one. Okay, so when you click that, you will see that there is already an attachment. So for you to open the material, just double click on that, and the reader is also embedded in Zotero. It will not open a different application. It will just stay there. Okay, so you will be able to read the whole thing. Okay, let's try a different database. I'm going back to the library website. Let's say, for example, I'm going to ProQuest Religion, just for the sake of our seminary friends here. So I'm also going to search on the same topic. So I have here 15,000 results. And maybe I want a dissertation, so I'm just gonna select the source type here. So say for example, I want this one. So your Zotero connector a while ago was a white paper, right? This time it is a graduation cap because it's able to detect that the resource is a, yes, perfect, dissertation. Okay, so again, it's the same process, nothing has changed. You just click on that and it will import the item for you. Okay, let's go to Zotero and you'll see here the information. If you click on that tiny arrow there, it will just show you that you have an attachment of a full text. Okay, so you can just double click that and you'll be able to read through the material. But of course, your purpose is not only to read through the materials, but to also review the entries. Okay, review the entries. Now, this does not only work in databases like this. Basically, anything that it can detect while you're browsing, you can import. So say for example, from Adventist Review. So I'm just gonna go and select an item here. So let's say this one. Okay, so this is an article on the website Adventist Review. So it's one of their articles. So you'll see that Zotero also changed its icon. So it's basically, but the process is the same. It's just telling you that it's detecting something while you're browsing. So since this does not have a PDF, it will save you not a PDF but a snapshot. So what is a snapshot? It's basically a locally saved file of this article, so that if in case you're not connected to the internet, you can still read the material. So let's go and check. So I'm just going back to the library and you see here that it was able to save the information, save the file. But as I reminded you, you have to check and verify. Why? For example, the title says Dethroning God with Good. It says Adventist Review, Adventist Review. Is that correct? No, right? So you have to edit that. And the author is missing. Okay, so later on we'll check. You'll have to check that and you'll have to fill in the blanks. So as I've mentioned, it's not a PDF like this one, but it's a snapshot. But you can still read this material here, even though you're not connected to the internet. Okay, and what's good with Zotero 8 now, it has a reading view or a reading mode. So when you click on A here, you'll see here reading mode. So if in case you just want to focus on the content. Okay, and it also has other features, like if you want some dark theme while reading, snow or sepia, if you want black, if you want sepia while reading it. Okay, and you can change the height, the word spacing, and so on. Okay, so you can also split it vertical and horizontal. But if you want to see the pictures and how it actually looks like online, you can do so by just turning off the reading mode. Okay, so this is only, the reading mode is only available in web or on snapshots, because like this on PDF you can only change the themes, but the reading mode is only available here. Okay, so if in case you want to re-access the live article, you still have the URL, so you can go back and check. Okay? So basically, the concept of the Zotero connector is for you to gather any resource that it can detect while browsing the web. Yes, po.
With regards to snapshots, some online material update frequently.
Yes.
So in that case, do we need to, or can we save multiple snapshots of a certain, like for example this,
Yes, you can by adding a file.
or does it automatically update
Um,
once we have the
no,
snapshot?
because a snapshot is a local
At
file.
certain.
That's why they have here the date access, date added here. Yeah,
So in cases where we expect
like an update,
the update, we can
you can
put
add.
multiple snapshots.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So as long as you can just add it as a file, then it will be the same. Okay? Any other question? None? Okay. Wait, let me just. Yeah. So those are your different ways on how to add resources on Zotero. So I'm expecting that you have, say, at least 5 or 3 resources on your Zotero right now. Now we'll try to organize them, okay? When you want to organize them, you will see here a tiny button. It's like a folder. So this can help you organize it by collection or by folders. So you can use this in many ways. You can use this by creating a folder for a specific class, or you can make this as your outline folder basing on your project. Say for example, on leadership, and then, or chapter 1, chapter 2 for your literature review. But for now, I'm gonna put here leadership, okay? And then here you can add sub collections or subfolders. You can right click on that current folder and then just say new sub collection. Okay? And say for example on servant leadership. Okay? And then if you want a sub collection under this sub collection, you can do so. But don't go crazy on too much sub collections. Okay? You can either add another one, say on transformational leadership, and so on. Okay? Or if you want a new collection, you can also say, for example, on academic writing. There. Okay, so I have 2 major folders. Those are academic writing class and leadership. Okay, so as you can see, my Zotero is empty because of course I did not put anything yet. Okay, please don't come to me saying that you lost your collection. It's all here in my library. Okay, so don't panic. Okay, so for you to organize these resources is very easy. You can simply just click, drag, and drop. Okay, click, drag, and drop. Say for example, on leadership. Okay, so you can also select multiple items by clicking on an item and either using the shift key or the control key. So you can select multiple items and then click, drag, and drop. Right? So when you organize items, it will not be removed in your library because this is like the main storage of everything. If you want to see those materials that you haven't organized, that is where the unfiled items come in. So these are the 4 items in your whole library that doesn't belong anywhere. Okay? So from here, you can, again, just select an item and put it there. And then put it there. And then put it here. So everything is still here. But when you click on unfiled items, it means that you have successfully organized your resources into folders. All right? Okay? Question? Yes.
What if I delete the file from the My Library, then I install it?
Yes, if you delete an item from your library, it will be deleted everywhere. Yeah. But if you want to remove an item in a folder, there are two ways. When you right-click on an item, you can either remove item from collection or move item to trash. Those are two different things. When you remove item from collection, it will only be removed in this particular folder, but it will still remain in your library. If you move item to trash, you will remove that item entirely in your collection and move it to the trash. Okay, so choose wisely. Move item to trash or remove item from collection. Okay? Question? Okay, good. So now that you have organized your materials, if in case you want, if a professor will tell you and ask you if you have a list of resources already for your paper, you can generate your bibliography by collection. Okay, so say for example, I'm in academic writing class and I want to get and generate the bibliography for this. Okay, so what I do is I'm just going to highlight it all. Okay, highlight it all, right click, and you will see here, create bibliography from items. Okay, again, I'm just gonna highlight it all, right click, and create bibliography from items. Okay, and then I'm gonna select the right style. So I have here APA 7th. If you are an SBL user, by default, your Zotero will not have SBL, but you can click on Manage Styles and get additional styles here and look for SBL. We're using SBL Full Note, this one, the second one. Okay, so just click on that one. And you should be able to see your SBL here. Okay, so again, right click, create bibliography from items. I'm going to select APA here. And below, you'll see here bibliography, right? Output method, I want to say, I just want to copy it to clipboard. Yes.
What's called citation?
Sorry?
Citations.
Citations, that's a different output. That's how you cite items. We're not doing that now. We're doing the bibliography. Then click OK. So when you open your Word document, just simply paste. And you'll have your bibliography. Okay? But, as I've mentioned earlier, you can see here that this is not correct. Right? So that's important. That's why it's important for you to correct every entry, because your editor and your professor will get mad at you. So make sure that you edit it before generating. But what's the beauty of that? It's just it's that you're just gonna do it once. Okay, you just have to edit it once, and it's stored. And every time that you use it on your paper, regardless of how many times you use it, it's going to be correct once you edit it. Okay?
Then we create with alphabetical order.
Yes, automatically it's already in alphabetical. Okay? But this is not your working paper. We'll be dealing with that one later. Okay? Question? Do you want to repeat that again? Again, okay. Say, for example, we're not just limiting ourselves to a folder, but you want to generate a bibliography from your whole library. Same process, just highlight everything, okay? Control A or Command A for Mac. Right click and create bibliography from items, okay? Select your citation style. Say, for example, I'm going to select SBL this time as endnotes. There. And then copy to clipboard. And then just open on empty Microsoft Word and then you paste it. So this is the whole library on SBL as endnotes. Okay? If you want it in APA, create bibliography from items, APA. It's already preset to bibliography and copy to clipboard. Click OK. And then here, let's just insert a page and then paste. And then you'll have your bibliography. Editing process, don't edit it here. Edit it in Zotero. So you have to edit the fields to correct it. So how do you correct it? You just don't look here, but you cross-check it with the main resource that you're reading for you to be accurate with what you're editing. Okay? All right. Now, since you're done gathering resources, you're done organizing your resources, and you've tried generating your bibliography, let's try creating your quotations or annotations, okay? You can do that in multiple ways. We'll try to cover as much of that. Let's try this article here, okay? Now, for you to add notes or annotations or your quotations, we will be going to this icon right here, the yellow one. It looks like a notepad. Okay? There. Yeah, that's a pre-saved one. Okay, so this is where all your notes will be seen, and then you have their item notes. Okay, you can read through the article or the material, and then you notice that you want to quote this part. Okay, so you highlight an item or a quotation whatsoever, and then you see here in item notes, you see here add item note. Okay. So again, how did I get here? It's this button, the yellow one. The yellow one, okay? Then I'm gonna add item note, and you will see that the add to note appeared, right? You will not see that item add to note if you don't have a blank notepad, okay? So add item note, and you'll see here add to note, right? And automatically, it will be copied to this notepad, including the citation. Okay? For me, it's better to add like a gist or a core statement of this resource, of this quotation, so that later on, when you look for it, you'll remember. Or you can use the tags. But since we're not using the tags, you can label it from there. So say, for example, on social okay? So I have one. Let's try to create another one. say for example, this part here, I'm gonna highlight this part, and then I'm gonna add another item note. So I can see the add to note. Okay? Click that and you'll have your quotation here.
So do you mean when I work with my master thesis, I do utilize this, or is now you work with the book?
This is an article. What do you mean, sir? This is when you want to quote, right? It's not like when you write your thesis, right? So you have references.
This is one-to-one quote.
Yes, this is a direct quotation. Yes. Okay? So if you want to, okay, let's see. If you want to say, for example, let's look for another example. Let's look for, okay. So say I'm here and I want to quote this part. So again, there's no item note yet in this article, so I'm gonna just add item. And then click add to note. Then it will be here. So even though you are in this part of the article and you want to see where you got this, so you can just click on show item and it will show not item, go to page. There, go to page. Yeah. So you can see where the quotation is located in the document. Okay? Another way that you can create an annotation is through an image quotation. So say for example, you want to cite a framework, right? So what you do is, again, you just add an item note. And here on top, you'll see here like a box. And you can highlight that part. When you right-click on it, it says Add to Note. So you'll have there the graph, including the citation. Okay? So again, that is this icon here. Select area. Okay? If you want to edit that, then you can just press enter and say theoretical framework. Just for you to have an idea what that quote is about. See? You don't have to open everything and reread it every time. At least you have, like when you see that, oh, that's for my theoretical framework. Because that will be helpful later on when we start using it in your Microsoft Word. Okay? Sorry? Okay. Again, okay. So say for example, you want to save this measurement models. So again, it's just this button right here. The square one, it says select area. And then just select the area that you want to select or quote. And you can click here and add an item note. Add to note, then it's here. Okay? Then don't forget to label it as measurement models. Okay, so you have a number of quotations in this item. All right. So when you click on the tiny arrow there, you will see the quotes or the annotations and the notes that we just did. So this one has a lot, right? So it's nice to put labels on your notes so that you don't have to open it. Like, for example, this one. You see? To ensure that, and then what? You don't have any idea what's that. So you'll have to open it and reread it again. Unlike the others that has labels. So it's nice to have labels, you know. Okay. Right. Now, if you're asking, what is this for? This is also notes. Okay, but there is this what we call the standalone note. What is a standalone note? This is a note that is not related to any of your items. So say, for example, if in case you want to do everything in Zotero and just generate it later on, some of our students uses this to enter segments of their paper. So say, for example, statement of the problem. Problem 1. And you will see that it is stored not within any item, but it is together with the other resources. Okay? So these are your notes outside any items. So you can use that. So that's like your notepad for general knowledge. Okay? So that is what we call the standalone note. Right? Okay. Now, those are your ways on creating notes. And if in case you do want to annotate materials here, you can just simply highlight. And you can use the colored materials here. Like if you want to highlight it blue and so on. You can just choose that. Okay? Question? Clarification? Alright. Now, once you are done with we're done with gathering your resources, using your connector, organizing your materials, and creating your quotations and your notes. Now we'll try to use our Microsoft Word with Zotero. Okay? So this is where you do your working paper now. But before that, let us ensure that you have installed the plugin in your Microsoft Word. So may I request you, if you have an open Microsoft Word file, to close that. Okay. Make sure you save whatever is important. And, okay, I think you have files open. In your Zotero, under Edit, you'll see their settings. For for Mac, it's on your Zotero settings, if you found it. Okay? Then you'll have this window. Everyone has this? No. Ati has, please. Sa settings, ate. Preferences, I think. Zotero and preferences. Did you find it, Pastor?
Save lang po muna.
Ah, okay. We need to reinstall the Word add-in. It's under Site. Site, and then scroll down. You'll see here the different citation styles, right? Just scroll down and you'll see there the reinstall Microsoft Word add-in. If you don't have a Microsoft Word, it works with Google Docs or LibreOffice. So you can choose either of that. you're using a Mac, it's in Zotero and then preferences or settings. I think Ate Hassel is teaching. You can look at his window. Edit. And then settings. Sa Zotero. Ay, na-close mo na, Pastor. Pa-close, pa-quit lang nung hindi po, Microsoft Word. Pa-totally quit ako, Pastor. Right click, tas quit. Yan. Tapos sa Zotero, settings. Okay, so, where am I? There. So just click on reinstall Word, add in, and then your installation should be successful. Okay?
So, site, and then
Site, and then you scroll down. You scroll down po. Word processor. Kaya today. You scroll down, Pastor. No, you scroll down the whole page. Yeah, there. Some more. You scroll down some more. No, down. Yeah. Reinstall that one. Yeah. Okay, once that is done, you can close that. And then you can open your Microsoft Word, okay? Open a document, a blank document. You should see a Zotero tab. Okay? Which one, ate? Plug in. Ah.
Word plugin. It's not available in this Word document.
Later.
Later.
When you installed Zotero, did you restart your machine? What Microsoft Office are you using, sir?
What is your Microsoft Office?
Okay, we'll deal with that later. You can find a seatmate who has Microsoft Word. Okay? Anyone else having issues with Microsoft Word? Okay.
yeah, still telling me about troubleshoot.
Sir,
It has already.
can you close this one? You have it here. Okay, later. You're good. Excuse po. Yes. Okay. Good. Now, this is where you will be doing your working paper with your Zotero files, or Zotero documents. So, say for example, we're doing an introduction. Right? So, you're going to include here a sample statement. Very informative introduction. So, your next step is to cite whatever that is. So, you're going to click here, add edit citation. So, since this is a new document, it's asking you what citation style you want to use, right? So, every new document, when you use Zotero, it will ask for the citation style for this document, okay? So, I'm using APA for now, okay? But if you want to use SBL, you can do so. SBL is at the bottom. Okay, so I'm using APA and I'm going to click OK. So, you will have this window or it may look like this. Okay, so you have two options. You can either have a list or library. So when you click on library, you will see the whole, it's like a mini version of your Zotero. Okay? But if you want a list, it will initially show you the 4 documents that are currently opened. Not here. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So those are your open documents. So if I close those 4 documents, you will only see this. There you go. Yeah, it's open already. There. Okay, because I closed it. So you can move this item by clicking on the Z and hovering it everywhere, anywhere on the page. Okay? Because sometimes it's already blocking your text. So you can just click on that and drag it. Okay? Now, if it looks like this, you can either type in whatever you remember with that particular item that you want to cite. So say, for example, I want to cite HUN. So it will suggest you a resource. So if I want to remember leadership, it's going to be here. Anything that has the word leader, it will show. So if you want to select one, you can click on that. And when you're ready, you can just click the arrow and you'll have one of your citation. Okay? So if you want to cite again, you can just again type here, say for example, on servant. So these are, you see there are 2 items now, cited items, just to remind you that this item has already been cited, and these are other materials that has servant. Okay? And if you want to add another one, you can just type it in again, and you will see that I added another one, right? Then just click that forward, and you'll have 2 items in a citation.
What is called page number?
Yes, we'll get to that, sir, later. Okay? So, when I don't remember the part or the item that I want to cite, I prefer to show the library. Because at least for this, I can select multiple resources at once. Everything there now. Okay? And individually, you can edit. So say for example, in Abdal 2023, you can add your page number. Say 34. Which one po? This. You have to click on the item, sir. Yeah. So 34. This one, say for example, 45. And then just click on that arrow there and you'll have it sorted like this. Okay? And if in case you want to say that according to Transcriti, you want to do it in this format, what you need to do is to just remove the year, and then you'll have to add Tras, right? And then here, instead of adding page number, you omit the author. Okay? When you omit that, you will only have the year. But this is still included, and it will still be included in your bibliography. Now, remember that you should not, I repeat, should not edit any item within this grayed area. Because if you do so, it will mess up the system of Zotero and your Word document. If you want to edit any item, you'll have to edit it in Zotero. For example, I found that this article is not 2009. It's supposed to be 2010. So I'm going to that article and edit it here. Okay? Once I edit it in my Zotero, I just have to click refresh, and all of the resources that I cited with that same resource will be edited. So even though you have 100 pages repeating that author, you don't have to go through in all those pages because Zotero will do that for you. Okay? So do not edit anything from here or else you'll encounter an error. Okay? So this will be your friend, add edit citation. And you'll see here also the different articles from your saved items in Zotero. So that's why I'd still prefer library compared to list. And if in case you do want to cite some of your notes, when you click at the bottom, you will see there the notepad icon. Right? So say I've added, remember these are the items that we did. You will not see this when you are in that list, the paper one. But if you click the other notepad icon, you will see the quotations that we added. So say for example, I want to add my statement of the problem. If I want to add the theoretical framework, oh, there's just an error at the moment. And then if I want to add this quotation, it's there. Okay? And once you are done with writing your paper, the next thing that you should just do is click on the next button, which is Add Edit Bibliography. And with that, all of the references that you cited on the paper will be generated. Okay? Again, you just have to click on this one. So you only have two buttons to work on. So add edit citation for your citations and bibliography. Add edit bibliography. Okay? There. So for your SBL for SBL, then you just have to set this up to SBL, then you can do your citation. So same thing, same process. Sorry. Then you'll have your footnote there. Sorry, sir? For SBL, sir, it's the same process. You just have to select SBL. Here. You don't have SBL. You have? Okay. All right. Question? Clarification? With the page number, okay. With the page number, same thing, you just add edit citation. You can select an item there, and then click on the item you selected. Then you just add a page number.
I have to do it manually.
Of course, Zotero will not know you want to. No, that doesn't work that way. You can do it automatically if you mean this one. Where was that? You mean there's a page like this? Because this is generated within Zotero, and at the same time, the metadata of this of this item is correct. But you have to remember, it's not perfect. It's not always 8. It depends on how the PDF is structured. But this one, the one that we did, this is when you want to cite and you don't have the PDF in Zotero. So you'll have to do it manually. And say, for example, you just suddenly thought of it and you remembered it from the book, then you know how to add it by yourself. Okay, so that is how you do it. No, cancel. Let me just generate that. Error na tuloy. There. And what's good about this is if you do add a resource, it will automatically add it in your bibliography. So say we haven't, I think we did add everything now, Parker. Yeah, there. And remember, even in the bibliography, do not edit it, do not make any edit here, okay? If you don't want to mess up your whole Zotero. So from here, you'll be able to see the references that you need to edit. Say, for example, we haven't edited the, okay. I'm sorry. We haven't added this one. Right? So it automatically got added here. So if we want to edit that, we have to go back to Zotero and edit. So where is that item? Here. So you can cross-check that here. The information is on this side. So who is the author of this? So you have to fix first the author is Nablet. And is this a blog post? This is not a blog post. This is actually a newsletter. It's a magazine article. So if you don't know the place, then you'll have to confirm from the website where it is published and then the other information. Okay, so once you are done, you can just go back and refresh this so that it will be updated. So it now has its author here. So everything that you have cited, even the last one here, it was changed to Nablet. Okay. So if you're already writing your paper, please do start using Zotero. And for those who have just started their coursework, it's a good time to practice Zotero while you're not writing. So when you are writing, you already know your flow, you already know how to use Zotero and incorporate it with your um, writing process. I'm showing you how to use Zotero in a way that you don't really need to follow it in that order. For some Zotero users, they only use Zotero for gathering their resources and using it for citing and bibliography, not using the notes. Okay? But for some, they use it up to tagging their resources, up to that level, which is really like a pro level of using Zotero. Yeah. But it took time for them to use that up to that level. So if I were you, since this is free and we're offering this service to you, please do make use of it because it will really ease up your burden at least somehow for you to focus on the content. You may have a struggle at first, but we're here to help you if in case you do find any trouble. Okay? Any question? Because that's actually the end of this workshop.
Is there any video provided to review?
Yes, good question. We do have a video tutorial under our library website. Under research help, you'll see there Zotero. Okay, so those are video tutorials for Zotero 7. But the difference of Zotero 7 and Zotero 8 is not that much. The only difference, the major difference, the major upgrade is this button right here. But the rest, yeah, they're almost the same.
About our lecture today.
Our lecture today is also recorded. We're gonna give you the link after we have cleaned it up. Yes, sir.
Can you go?
Sure, if you want. Okay. But since you're about to leave, can you offer us a prayer to close the workshop? Thank you. You pray.
Okay. And also thank you for this useful lesson, how to make our life easier. And please be with us today, whatever we will do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. You received an evaluation form. Please do answer that for us and leave it by the door. Also, if you do have any workshop that you want to learn or any application you want to learn, you can share it with us or a topic so that we can look for someone to talk to talk about it. Okay. So, or maybe you are an expertise on something. You're very much welcome to participate in our library instructions and library workshops. We can check what date we can offer you so you can do some talk for us. So, thank you everyone for coming, and you are free to go, like the two gentlemen who left already.